October 3rd, 2013. Welcome to Mindy's Column. And we are discussing the ongoing governmental shutdown. Yes, we are in a continuing shitstorm. The biggest concern, the biggest concern to me is the continued shutdown of NASA. Overall, the governmental shutdown is not impacting a lot of people. Yeah, our national parks are still closed down. Yeah, our museums are still shut down. Yeah, it's having a negative impact on our economy in small ways. The tourist industry is definitely being affected, but it's not having a huge effect at this time on our economy. No, my biggest concern remains the shutdown of NASA. Especially with the Comet Ison out there. Currently, with all of the NASA's employees furloughed, we've got no one manning the telescopes. Now, I don't think it's a good idea for the NASA employees to be off work when we've got a comet passing our planet. Now, sure, NASA has said that, the comet Ison is going to pass well away from our planet, and it shouldn't cause any real trouble for our planet. But those calculations are based on the comet Ison staying on a certain trajectory. As Ison gets closer to our planet, it's possible that the comet will change its trajectory, which is why it's important that NASA continue to monitor the comet Ison. Now, it makes it kind of hard to monitor the trajectory if you're on vacation. So, NASA employees are on vacation, which means no one is monitoring the comet Ison. So at this point, we got no idea what the comet Ison's doing. It could have changed its trajectory. It could be headed straight for us. It could have turned its course. It could be headed straight for the sun. We've got no idea what it's doing. We gotta hope that it stayed on the trajectory and that it's just gonna pass by us and not wreak havoc. Okay? That's the only thing we can hope for at this point. We've got no idea. We're deaf and blind here because NASA's on a furlough. Okay? Now, I don't know what the idiots in our government are thinking. Yeah, I understand we're in a governmental shutdown. What? They couldn't shut something else down? For frick's sake! We're shutting down NASA? Okay? There are few things in this world that could wipe us out. Okay? I understand that, national security is important. That goes without saying. But tied in with national security, I think NASA should be tied in with that. Because a meteor crashing into our planet, that could wipe us all the hell out. Okay? No one should be shutting down NASA. Ever. Meteors crashing into this planet wipes the whole frickin' thing out. The dinosaurs got wiped out by a meteor. So I'm thinking that NASA should be pretty much running 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. And the government shutting down, that should not shut down NASA. Okay? NASA's like the military. They should be running at all times. But hell, apparently not. We just furloughed them. So right now, we got no idea what's going on in space. We have no idea what the comet Ison is doing. We got no idea what the hell is going on in space. For all we know, we could have a whole armada of UFO ships setting up around the perimeter of our planet. Hell if we know. I'm not saying that's going to happen. That's highly unlikely. What I'm saying is, I don't know what's going on with our government. Without a doubt, they're a bunch of morons. The Republican Party alone. Morons! They're like a bunch of toddlers fighting over a frickin' toy. I'm sick of it. This whole shutdown is based on stupidity. Okay? But now they're endangering the lives of every American on this planet. So, obviously, this thing could go on for 6 months. If this frickin' thing gets fought for 6 months, and 6 months goes on, and we don't have a clue what's going on, yeah, a meteor could hit the planet. So my suggestion to everybody, you better get your survival gear together. I'm talking survival food, I'm talking survival gear, first aid kits, keep a full tank of gas in that car. I'm talking batteries. You've got to be prepared for not having any power. You've got to be prepared for anything, people. Make sure you build up the water. You can't survive without water. You've got to have your food stores and everything prepared, people, because we do not know what is out of space coming at us. We do not know what the comet Ison's going to do. We have to hope and pray that the thing passes our planet. We don't know what kind of effect it's going to have on our magnetic poles. If it gets close enough to this planet, it could have a negative impact. If it crashes into the sun, which there's some debate on whether that could happen, it could cause some solar flares that are going to hit this planet. We don't know what kind of impact that's going to have. Okay? The people that tell us these things, the people that put out the warning on these things, the scientists that understand these things, are all on furlough. They're not at work, which means we know nothing. And God knows we do not want our government to be the ones to tell us. Those morons don't know shit. Okay? They're too busy fighting over the whole Obamacare thing to pay any attention to anything. So basically, we're on a sinking ship. So put your life jackets on, people, because we're all screwed. We might as well just put our heads between our legs and kiss our asses goodbye. Because these morons are going to drive us right into a glacier, and we're going to sink to the bottom of the ocean. So like I said, people, get your survival gear together and pray to God that, one, there's no meteor headed for the damn planet, because, well, one thing about it, we're not going to see it coming, so we're not going to worry about it. We're not going to panic. It's just all going to be over in a split second, so I guess that's good because there's not going to be any anxiety over it. We won't have any terror or anything like that. So I guess that's good. So maybe the looting, you won't get to do that looting and kill each other in a panicked rage. That might be good, but we're not going to see it coming. As far as Ison goes, if that comet decides to do all kinds of crazy shit, we're not going to be warned about that either. Like I said, people, survival gear, because we're not going to get any warning on this. You need to be prepared for blackouts. You need to be prepared for whatever the hell happens if our magnetic fields get messed up by the comet Ison. If there's a blackout due to solar flares, you need to be prepared. You cannot count on the government to give us advance warning on this. They're not going to. NASA's the one that usually informs us of this stuff. And again, they're on vacation. So, people, you need to be prepared. Do not depend on our government on this one. Those morons couldn't find their own asses with both their hands. Okay? So, like I say, pass this along. Get the warnings out there. You can only depend on yourselves on this one, okay? Get this information out there. Do not rely on the government. You can't. And do not depend on the information reaching you. You have to rely on yourselves. Because without NASA out there, without their scientists to depend on, we are deaf and blind. So be prepared for the worst and hope for the best.